to South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. High school ball at Miami Central. It's James Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. Here's Cook again. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. His defense for the Dolphins, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Delay of game penalty ships them back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. Diggs going in motion right. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it'll be Dolphin football.
Let's go now. Check mash. Check mash. Cougar 19.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Whitfield. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Willis. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
The Dolphins are the perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. And they've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Willis's throw here taken in by Gesicki. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, but sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up first and goal.
Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. Now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Malik Willis with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. First down, here's the run with Cook. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Diggs going in motion right. On second and 11 now. Allen.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Here's Willis now off the play fake.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it facing a second and long situation.
Second down throw coming by Willis.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
First and 10, it's Willis.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Just keeping the play alive. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Willis with another keeper.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Malik Willis with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Allen looks to throw on second down. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness is a premium for all of that now.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
Willis going to try to run it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Malik Willis on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time.
Allen hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble.
I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number one, maybe they're not having this deficit, and number two, maybe they actually have the lead.
Flushed out right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown Dolphins. Darius Slayton, 36 yards. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it is 28-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen eluding the pressure right. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Allen looks to throw on 3rd and 1. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he is going to have a Bills first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Throwing on first down is Allen. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Looking for Campbell downfield. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the 6th sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Now this time, Allen will throw. Escaping the pressure right. Allen hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Willis looking to throw on 1st down.
Going right side here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Play action. Here's Willis. And that's going to be caught downfield by Slayton.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's the option play now to the left. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Malik Willis
doing it himself from 9 yards out.
And the Dolphins open the lead up to 34-0.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes this 35-0 now. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Willis.
And this is going to be intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it.
And the Bills are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
He lost 6 there on the 1st down play. So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. Allen now looks to throw. his throw is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Allen going to go on 4th down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position.
Let's go now.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 3rd quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10. Again to throw. Willis on 2nd down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. And award that sack to Boogie Basham. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Play action, Willis. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into 4th down.
The kick by Sanders is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect more.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
From the 27, Allen. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Diggs going in motion right. Allen going to throw. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower. Sanders now to kick this one away. And from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now.
We need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
A nice little juke. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result. This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today. Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 22-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down.
Willis wants to pass it again.
This will be caught just inside the 10.
And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
On 1st and goal, they'll try the option left. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Willis going to try to run it.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the fourth quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side has been guiding them to this late lead.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do that? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
The Bills on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Allen to throw it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. One final try here for Allen. Flush to his right. Finding Knox there, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. That one looks like he'll throw here. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. So not just a